Before Minecraft was ever released, there were some videos uploaded by Notch. The first one, uploaded on May 13th, 2009, is simply titled Cave Game Tech Test. There's no placement indicator, so it is believed that you couldn't place blocks in this version, but technically there is no proof of that. The next one, uploaded on May 15th, 2009, is called Minecraft Progress, which showcases a much more polished version of Minecraft, and it is quite similar to what was released. Not sure what version this was though, since it is not in the top left corner like it usually is. Whoa, I just spawned in lava. Hello everyone, welcome to the oldest archived version that was originally released to the public. So yeah, that's why I'm not starting from the first version in the launcher, since it was retroactively released. Yeah, I just spawned in lava, so that's interesting. There are some things to note. First of all, there are a very small amount of blocks, which is expected for like a really early version. But yeah, we have stone, dirt, cobblestone, planks, and a very early sapling texture. Yeah, many people think that's why you have to press 6 for it. If you don't know, 5 actually leads to nothing. Many people think it was so ugly that he hid it, which is kind of funny, but I don't think that. It might have just been like a typo in the code. I might have just accidentally skipped stuff. I mean, there were some versions that, like some version numbers, he accidentally skipped. Also, yeah, here's another feature of this version. We have caves in this version, although there isn't any ore. So, yeah. This cave is actually really cool. Maybe I should build something down here. But yeah, one other thing to note is there are some blocks that are completely inaccessible through normal means. Well, completely inaccessible through the build menu. I guess you can't really call this a menu, but it's inaccessible with the number keys, and those are the grass blocks, water blocks, lava blocks, and a very interesting block. So let's just go to the edge. This is bedrock. It is a completely indestructible block, or so it seems, because, well, I mean, it's not even a block at all. This isn't real. It's just generated. And, I don't know if it's in this version, but I'm pretty sure if I try and let the water flow in, nothing will happen. As you can see, the water is very strange. The bedrock, of course, isn't real, so you can't build off of it. Yeah, very strange stuff. Also, yeah, sorry for the lag. It is very laggy in this version. Definitely not as bad as the original versions. I sometimes wonder what the FPS was like in this version. I mean, there are some old videos that have, like, lots of lag. Because remember, the hardware wasn't even as good. Now, another thing, despite the bedrock not really being a block and not generating anywhere else, it's still a block in the game files. Like, if you modify your game file, you can literally place it down and you can break it just like a normal block. So that's pretty interesting. Not sure why it's an actual block in the game code. Maybe Notch was planning on making it an actual block, but he just decided to make it like a texture at the edge of the world. As you saw at the beginning, the lava is transparent, and it sort of looks like inverted pizza. Like, instead of pepperoni, there's cheese. Oh. But yeah. One last thing, one more thing. There is a bug where at a certain angle you can like replace blocks. You might have seen it in an earlier clip. Let me see. How... It's not happening to me anymore. That's strange. Okay, I cannot get it to happen. I fell. This key exists. This is the R key. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, let me look up so that isn't as seizure-inducing. Yeah, you can hold it down and it will constantly teleport you. So, if you just press it for long enough, you'll accidentally teleport twice. Let me build, like, a little house. I got it to happen. I got the glitch to happen. I got the glitch to happen, yes. As you can see, it is flashing between both textures. Let me see what happens if I do sapling. As you can see, you can't see it because it's, well, inside the block, and the sapling is smaller than a block, so you can't actually see that. Cool. Alright. I have finished my house. It's not the best looking thing. It's... yeah, but I have this path made of cobblestone leading up to it because it's on top of a mountain, so I wanted some way to get up to it. And I made this overhang thing because it was actually really hard to get into the door. That's why I think the jump height is actually higher in this version, because also you hit your head on a 3-block ceiling, which is interesting. We have the living room with a stone TV. We have the kitchen here. Most kitchens have like a hard floor, so I put stone in here. Here's the quote-unquote stove. We've got the countertop and the cabinets. And seems like I've accidentally left in scaffolding. Okay. Here's the toilet, and here's the sink. There's not much difference. Here's the bathtub. And then here's the balcony. I'm not sure if this just looks like an unfinished room or not. Now that I look at it, yeah, I think it's fine. And here's the bedroom with only the most comfortable furniture. A dirt bed. Oh yeah, the dirt couch too. And here's the nightstand. Yeah, not a lot to work with in this version. Yeah, I just realized this overhang is in the middle of the windows. I am not gonna have that. I'm not gonna put up with this. Oh, I accidentally broke a sapling. Yeah, I used these as sort of like flowers. I think overall for this version, it turned out like fine. Also, there's no glass, so we're just gonna have to put up with that. One other thing is, since this is not very level terrain, I did put in, here it is, some supports. Sort of supporting the building, making sure it doesn't fall. You wouldn't want that. This doesn't really look like a support. I might just remove it there. Also, the floor is actually 2 blocks thick. I don't know why, I just thought that was a best way to do things. It also another reason, an actual reason this time, that is 2 blocks thick. Oh, I got stuck in a hole. Dang it, bring me to my house, please. Oh, this is gonna take so long. I'm gonna have to walk. Also, one thing I forgot to cover is there are Steve mobs. If you press G, you can spawn them in. So yeah, that's cool.
I literally never showed it off in the video, so basically if the floor is made of stone, then it still looks like planks from below.
If you're making something with walls, I've discovered a good way to bridge. So to bridge, you have to like sort of sneak over the edge slowly. You can accidentally fall. If you do this, if you do something like this, then you will be able to slowly go to the edge easier. Oh, here's the bug. Yeah, it always seems to happen when I don't want it to happen. Or I'm not showcasing it. Yeah, it's gonna happen, but when I'm showcasing it, nope, can't get it to happen. Let's try and showcase it right now. Oh yeah, now you don't. Oh, never mind. It's because I've already showcased it. Yeah, maybe I should make a way back up from the water. Alright. Yeah, so I'm like terraforming this way to get out of the water. And look, I want the bug to happen to replace the stonies layer, but it won't happen. Coincidence? I think not. This game... Okay, anyway. So yeah, now there's a way to get out of the water. If you ever fall in. I kind of want to have, like, a really deep down pool room. Oh yeah, hold on. Cave. There's a cave near spawn, which is in the lava. I'm gonna build something inside that cave. So here's the cave that we found. I'm gonna sort of terraform an entrance. Yeah, okay. A little bit odd generation. Alright. What should I put? Maybe this is where the pool room could be. I could just have a pool on the surface. Alright, so there is no dome on here. I have proved that I cannot build circular stuff. I have tried so many settings in plots, but I cannot make it centered. I cannot make it the same amount of blocks on each side. And I mean, as you can see, the terrain the terrain that I've like, yeah, I actually terraformed this and I tried to make it sort of seem like the really steep terrain in this version. Maybe I'll even add like a 2-block drop here. Oh nice, there is grass spreading to it. I thought I'd have to like place a block there for the grass to spread. That's nice. My pool is already being used by a bunch of Steves. That's funny. I don't think they can swim up. Yeah, we might need to get a lifeguard here.
Next, I want to share some things on Notch's blog that I find quite interesting. First, we have a post talking about the possibility of health and hunger. Next, an idea about winter. This would include snow blocks on other blocks and ice in lakes.
On May 21st, 2009, Notch would upload a video called Minecraft Huge Level Teaser of 0.0.13a, which obviously has a bigger world. One of the other things we can see is that the lava is no longer transparent.
I have now updated to the next version, 0.0.13a_03. So there is now a thin block outline. Very quite unnoticeable. And I guess you could notice it, but yeah, water can no longer be held down, I guess. And then the lava is no longer transparent. Oh, the fog is deep. So, looking at the changelogs, I was right. The jump height was decreased. Also, you can't hold anything. The sapling texture has changed, and it looks much better. Apparently swimming in water is much faster now, which is good. Because, oh my god, when I was lowering this by 1, it was so slow. Okay, it is still pretty slow. I don't know if I noticed a difference or not. There's also now level saving, which is awesome, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't work anymore. Let me try to save one. Did it actually save? Oh my god, it did. Cool. It's probably because I'm using Betacraft. I'm pretty sure if you're using this in the normal launcher, it won't work. Okay, you know what? I've noticed something, and I can't unnotice it. The dock is off-center with the path. I didn't even mean for it to be on-center, but it's so close that I need to make it on... I need to make it centered. There we go. Now it is centered with the path. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna make a way to get out the lake here, too, on the other side. Apparently the dirt is more uniform, whatever that means. It said that in the changelogs when generating a new world, but this world is already generated, so not like that's really a difference in this world. Also, Steves no longer spawn when you load up the world, so the only way of getting them is G. And also, apparently lava lakes don't spawn at sea level anymore, like above sea level. Or maybe just at sea level. So this is special, because we could... Yeah, actually, isn't this like a discontinued feature since you can't move liquids up? This is technically a discontinued feature. That's cool. That's basically all the changes, so I'm thinking of upgrading just right away. Although I kind of want to build like a boat in this lava, 'cause I think that'd be really cool. So I'm gonna build it out of stone because, you know, wooden boat in lava wouldn't be very good, even though wood doesn't burn in this version. Oh, it's so slow! Ugh. I'm thinking of also potentially making a dock. Now, I'm not very good at building boats, so it might not be the best boat, but I'll try my best to build one. I'm gonna build a very simple boat. And this is not how small the boat is going to be, don't worry. That would be a pretty tiny boat. I'm just using these as temporary blocks. Oh, hello bug. Alright, and now we have our sort of raft, I guess. It's sort of boat. Yeah, I think this should be like elongated. Alright, now this looks like a boat. Now you can boat over the lava. I'll also have a cobblestone deck. The ironic thing is that docks are meant to help you get out of the water, but these aren't doing a very good job. Maybe I should lower them by 1. Alright. And I'll lower this dock by 1. Then I don't actually have to have these, like, terraformed, like, thingies. Alright. Now I gotta preserve what this world was. Alright. And I think I might make a boat in this too, although it's kind of too shallow for a boat to work. Yeah, I guess I'll build it at the edge of the world. Is out there is like a vast ocean. So there's our water boat. Next, I want to see the world sizes. So let's try to, well, I'm gonna make a backup. Alright, I've generated a new level. It seems it hasn't given me the options to make a bigger one. But it might have just generated a bigger level. Oh boy, my ear's ringing. It seems to be bigger. I can tell that it is bigger because, oh my god, I am lagging. I am lagging a lot. There are more posts on Notch's blog, and they are super cool. This post seems to be normal, but if you look closer, you can see he talks about stairs, pillars, and thin walls. Here we have even more blocks talked about. In the liquid sections, there is oil, goo, in brackets next to reserved. In the block shapes, he has half blocks in all directions. He also talks about slopes, pillars, and bars. In the next image, there's some ore. Some yellow, some tan. And there's sand, clouds, and trees. Now on the YouTube side of things, there's a video upload by Notch called Vertex and Color Offsets in Minecraft, which showcases just that.
I have updated to 0.0.14a_08, and yes, all 7 versions before that haven't been archived. So that's pretty unfortunate. In this version, we have a lot of new blocks. First of all is ores, which we cannot see in our world, unfortunately. There's also trees, which comes with, that's right, oak logs and leaves. So I could recreate some trees in this world. And I could improve this house by making the supports out of logs. I don't know when I'll stop adding to this house, because I do kind of want to preserve it. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be... oh, here, yeah, there's sand and gravel. So we've reached slot 9 at this point. Also, with this gravel, I can make sort of a gravel path. Yeah, I'm not sure if I should actually change these pillars. It's like, I want to preserve it. Hey, were the plank textures changed? I think the plank textures were changed. Alright. I have decided to preserve it.
Alright, editing me here. I don't know why I was like, oh, I need to preserve it so badly. So, yeah, I'm gonna change these back. Like, it's preserved on video already. I also have another thing to change to logs. And that is the pillars on this front thing. Alright, nice, and that looks so much better.
There's now a cap to the amount of entities there can be of 256. Why is the sapling missing? Wait, I think I remember breaking the sapling. Should I never place it back? Fog has now been added. I think if I press F, yeah. Quite a foggy morning out. That's some thick fog. This could improve performance since Minecraft was quite the laggy game and computers weren't as good back then. So I could see this really improving performance. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting a lot more FPS. I'm getting quite a lot of FPS as it is. A lot more than I had before. I wonder if some optimization was made. So I was right, and also the cobblestone texture was changed. And another thing is the water now flows from the border, but so let's do somewhere where there's, okay, this looks nice. And it also flows faster. So that's nice. Now we can do a lot with the new blocks that are added. These are a lot of new blocks to play with. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to recreate one of the trees in this version. And they look very interesting in this version. Let's actually make a new world. Alright. So, there's also new options I've noticed. Let's make a new world, and yeah, the trees. Here are the trees. And also the sand. I notice I'm getting a lot of lag from this new world. Okay, that's much better. Yeah, and there's also, of course, ores. But what I find really weird is that you can't access them through the normal build menu. Here's the iron ore. And then, let's see if we can find more. Let's see if we can find a cave. Oh yeah, here's the coal ore. And I want to see if I can find the gold ore. Ooh. This is sort of... Ah, here's the gold ore. I like the low fog in the caves. Okay, here's a good place to see all the ores. It's got coal, gold, and iron. A little more gold there. So yeah, that's cool. Oh, it's having to render all the chunks. Yeah, I think I reached the border. I think it has to do with generating that new world. That's weird. Maybe a potential memory leak? I don't know. I don't know much about memory leaks. If it is a memory leak, then that's gonna be unfortunate. That's not gonna be fun. What I do want to do is I want to, again, bring some of the naturally generated stuff into this world. Alright, I've made the decision not to build a beach because again, like, I want to keep this world's generation as it is. I might be too over the top when it comes to preservation. Yeah, I don't know. I have built the beach. It's kind of a small beach, but actually, because I want to build on this beach, I want to make it a bigger beach. Also, one thing to note, yeah, these are gravity blocks. These fall when you... Alright, I've finished the beach. Yeah, I'm gonna build what I was going to build. So, first of all, I'm going to have one of those, like, lawn chairs that you lay down on. And then I'm going to make an umbrella. Alright, so this is an umbrella. It looks more like a tree. So, yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. That kind of makes me want to make a palm tree. Alright. Now when I get rid of the scaffolding... wow, there's a lot of scaffolding. The palm tree is complete. Yeah, it looks kind of weird. I tried to make the leaves sort of lean in towards this side, but I might... Yeah, I just ended up making them not the same length, so... Here, let me fix this one. Now it's complete. Alright, I like that. Here is the tree. I have recreated what the trees look like. And now when you walk outside, you'll see a random tree. I like it though. I mean, I like trees. I love plants. One more change is now when you press R, something happens, but you always spawn in the same place. Well, when you press enter, you go to that place. Wait, never mind. Never mind. Enter is... Here we go. When you press R, you go to the same place as when you press enter. And you actually go up a little bit, so... Alright, here's the rhythm. You basically press R and space at the same time, and then press enter. Okay, you have to wait till you reach the ground. You can have a respawn point be super high in the sky. But also, this is really useful, and I've been waiting for this, because you know what I can do? I've been wanting to do for so long now. This is going to save me so much time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press enter right at my house. Now, anytime I like fall inside of a chasm thing, fall inside of a hole, or just want to get back, I can press enter now. Now every time I press R, I spawn at the front of the house. So that is super cool. This also fixed the bug where at a certain angle you were able to place blocks inside of other blocks. So that's nice. Respawn. I love it. Here's the start of the tree I was recreating earlier, like before I exited the world. Just trying to find that. I have to be at the minimum render distance to actually get a good FPS. So you're not going to be able to see much, but I have made some more trees over here. Sort of this patch of trees. I guess here, just pretend that this is a still image. Here's also the other tree. Is there one more fog level? Nope. I have updated to 0.0.15a. Most of the changes are about multiplayer, which I'm not really going to test in-game. So there's not much to really talk about, but some textures were changed. There's a very small change for some of the blocks. Like pixels changed around. The biggest change is the leaf texture. It looks much more transparent and it looks better.
I forgot to mention the gravel texture is much different and the sand texture is much brighter.
And of course we have the new tree shapes. Apparently the Steve's arms don't flail around as much. Yeah, I think they flail slower. Also, lava was made brighter, so yeah, wow. Wait, what happened to my lava boat? I don't know what happened. That's weird. Let me see, is there anything else not there? Yeah, my water boat isn't there, and the change to the dock isn't there. That is very strange. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I'll have to repair all this stuff. In fact, I do have a backup, but that's before the trees were made. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, this is why you take backups, though. Make them more frequently than me. Don't learn the hard way like I did. Alright. The boat has been repaired, and now let me repair the lava boat. Alright. So now the boat and the lava boat has been repaired, and also the lava dock, I guess.